Hey guys, this is Nelson Diaz with a HomeStar real estate one take video. It's one take. I just want to get the information out there and don't want to spend countless hours in editing. So if you see me look away or you see me stammer, just pretend we're having a conversation because that is what happens. I wanted to go ahead and just put out some quick thoughts on what I think in today's market, the top five worst things a seller can be doing right now. And right now just means we're kind of in a transitioning market and a market that's going to be kind of continuing to change, at least for the foreseeable future, right? So what do I think the top five worst things are? Number one, overpricing your home. People like to price their homes like they price vehicles. They want to price in some wiggle room, price in some room to negotiate and knowing that people are going to come in and offer less. Why do I think that's dangerous? It's dangerous because, unlike a car, people will see your home over and over and over. And if it sits on the market, people will assume something's wrong with it. Meanwhile, when they would have considered the home at a more reasonable market price, they've already written it off. So you have a whole buyer pool that is already written off your home. And you now have to wait for a new series of buyers to come on the market. And that does happen every day, but you're still omitting a full pool of buyers that are no longer going to consider it, right? So number one, don't price your home like a car. It's not a car. It's much bigger. It's much scarier for most buyers, and it doesn't work that way. All right. Number two, neglecting staging or minor repairs. This is a big one. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy. I don't want good money just being thrown away when you're preparing your home for sale. But the basics, sweat equity. I love sweat equity. Spend hours, spend weekends, spend weeks doing things yourself because little things make a difference. If you say, nope, I don't want to mess with anything, I want to sell it as it is, do one thing. And this one thing is clean up your porch, right? Clean up your front door, clean up that whole entryway into the home. If you do one thing, do that. Because when people are, you know, there to visit, they're not going to be staring at the back of my head as I fumble with the super key trying to get them in. They're looking around, right? And that's the first way they're going to judge your house. If the front porch and the door and everything is dirty and dusty and cobwebbed, that's the first impression. And they're going to take that first impression throughout the rest of the visit. And that might be enough to just lose a buyer entirely. All right. So don't neglect the little things. Don't neglect the little staging things. It makes a difference. Being inflexible with showings. This is a pet peeve of mine. Over the years, I've had many many sellers say to me that, hey, I want to sell in time to move to go see my grandson's first baseball season. I want to sell in time to move before the winter. I want to sell in time. So all I hear is time, 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 time. Time is important. Time is of the essence. Let's go. Let's move. Then I go, great, let's do it. I'm willing to work as much as you're willing to have me work. Remember, one take video, I'm turning off my phone. I'm willing to work as much as you're willing to have me work, right? So things need to kind of match up. So don't be inflexible with showings. Once again, these people that are in a hurry, I say, okay, what days are you open to show the house? And they go, well, I'm open to show it Saturday afternoons between 12 and 2, right? I will look at them kind of quizzically and I go, well, it doesn't match what you're needing, right? We need to be flexible. We need to be open. The only thing I really care about, the main thing I measure in the first at least few weeks of a listing is how many rear ends we get in the door. That is going to tell us a lot about our market response, right? So be flexible with your showings. You still have to live. You still have to have boundaries, of course, right? You're not having people come over past a certain time at dinner or too early in the morning. You have to have boundaries, but you also need to understand that these are your buyers, right? Maybe they have a finite amount of time that they can come and visit you. So be flexible if it's within reason. That's number three. Number four, ignoring market feedback. So what is the easiest thing we could take as a seller as feedback? I always ask buyer agents for, hey, what your clients think? What kind of feedback can they provide us on the house? And I'm going to be honest, we probably get responses 5% of the time, 10% if we're lucky. So we don't really get true feedback. We have to infer feedback. So how do we do that? I just mentioned it. How many rear ends are coming into the door? If we do not get visits, and this is what we'll set a parameter early in our listing, If we do not get a certain number of visits, more than likely we might have overshot pricing. If we don't get people coming in, it's usually a price thing. Now, if we get people coming and no offers, it's usually a house thing. The price didn't scare them away. It's something about the house at that price. So we have to look into that. We have to use any sort of data set that we can to go ahead and infer the market feedback. Then we adjust accordingly, right? Because in markets like we're seeing or like we're going to begin to see, market feedback is going to be important. We have to really go ahead and adjust and be ahead of the pack, right? So don't ignore market feedback. And number 5, this might be, sour grapes coming from another broker, but not properly vetting your agent and simply going with the one that offers the highest valuation on your house. I've been in for a long time, and it is a known tool. It is a known tactic to kind of overpromise, and I see it all the time. I've lost listings to brokers that overpromise on price. And it's hard to blame a seller, but you have to really realize that sometimes coming in and just promising 10% more, 15% more than another broker may sometimes be enough to get you that listing, because sellers are hopeful. Sellers are going to go, well, maybe he knows what he's talking about. And then they're now married to the agent. This agent has used a tactic to get you engaged with him, under contract with them, and now you're married for a certain amount of time. Whether that's 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, you're now married. Not to mention the process of finding another broker is inherently painful. If you don't have a close relationship with another broker, you're interviewing again, and you're dealing with all these strangers in your house again, and you're going through the whole process again, which is mind-numbing sometimes, right? So right now, those are the top 5 things that I think sellers should really be aware of as they start approaching this new market. Yeah, we have to be strategic coming up, right? So if you guys have questions regarding your particular situation, feel free to reach out. Cell phone for me is 951-768-6130. Hopefully we can talk soon. Thanks.